Welcome everybody to Lauren's Crazy Pet Show. We are so excited. We are on location at the Connecticut Beardsley Zoo. Thank you for inviting us here, Greg. Greg is the head honcho.
We'd love to have you here all the time.
We just love coming here because you have done such incredible work, and maybe people don't even realize, in saving so many and helping save to so many of the endangered species that affects everyone in the world, not just here in Connecticut.
Yeah, one of the things that Connecticut Beardsley Zoo really strives to do is work with those endangered species, the ones that need the most help. And we're really proud of that. We're really proud of working with some of the most endangered species of animals on the planet here. And not only working with them and keeping them safe and happy and healthy, but also being able to have some babies born to help with the population, to help keep these animals on our planet.
And of course, we got to go in with the leopard babies,
exactly,
which our viewers just saw.
Which are the most endangered species of cat on the planet.
And unbelievable, and you had to raise them, but what people have to understand is you didn't really want to hand raise them.
Oh no, we never do.
You wish the mother would be able to do that, but that's not always possible.
The idea here is to always have mom raised. You never want to have the babies being raised by humans, if at all possible. However, that being said, our staff here is so professional, and we're able to, because of technology, we're able to have cameras on the mom, seeing the babies being born, see that there was going to be an issue, and we're able to save those babies before any more damage was done. And that way our staff were able to then work immediately to stabilize those cubs and get them to where they are today.
And so critically endangered. And you have others as well. Let's go down the list. I want people to know some of your, I want to brag for you.
Again, as we talked, one of our most endangered species are Amur leopard cubs. There's only approximately 60 to 70 of them left in the wild. Under zoo care, we only have maybe less than 200 of them under zoo care. Critically endangered species. Our Amur tigers, which we had the 2 cubs born.
Yes, which we got to see as well, and we're going to have that story coming up later. We want to show that.
So those cubs, again, highly endangered species. Maybe 500 of those left in the wild. We also have our golden lion tamarin here, which are one of the most endangered species of primate. We have our Mexican and red wolves, one of the most endangered species of canids in the world. Wow. If we're going to work with species here at the zoo, we want to work with those animals. We want to work with animals that need the most help.
And of course, you're always changing. You're always building new habitats and finding new ways to expand and to educate us, because people don't realize.
As we go along, we look at their animal welfare, their animal care. That's paramount to us. We look at keeper safety, our animal care staff safety, making sure that they can interact with their charges safely. And we look at our guests. How can our guests get the most out of the experience here at the zoo? So as we look at new habitats that we're building here at the zoo, especially with the spider monkey that we see behind us here.
Right where we are right now.
One of us watching the show as we speak.
There he is, right there. They're so cute. I love spider monkeys.
We have built this habitat like we did our red panda, another endangered species at the zoo. We built this habitat so the animals can go inside or outside. They can go at free will. So if they want, if on a day like today, it's very, very warm. Spider monkeys may enjoy warmer temperatures because they do come from South America. However, if they want to, they can go inside, and where it's a little cooler, and they can rest and relax and go inside.
Now here
the guests can go inside.
Right.
They can watch the spider monkeys inside also.
Seem to be happy.
And they also have a nice air-conditioned area also. So not only we're looking at the animals, the guests, and our staff.
Which is so wonderful. Now, how did you decide on the spider monkeys?
We used to have spider monkeys here at the zoo years and years ago. When I first started working at the zoo, we had a troop of spider monkeys in what was called the old monkey house. One of my favorite primates always have been.
They're
very intelligent. I just love them completely. I love the way watching them as they move around behind us, using their tail as their fifth arm, use that tail to pick up their food.
Wow.
They're wonderful animals. Also endangered species, however, so they do need help. So getting them back here, to me, was always a goal to get spider monkeys back here to the zoo.
Do they also want to wear a tie like you're wearing with monkeys on it?
No. So,
Greg has the best ties.
Just one of the things,
great.
After many years in the business, I have a collection of ties
They're
almost
great.
every occasion.
So you wore that just for this?
I just wore that for this today.
Well,
yes.
this is wonderful. So you got to come and see this. And also, they're very photogenic. And when we come back, because you're not leaving, you're going to be here the whole show.
Wow, how'd that happen?
We have some tips on photographing some of these wild animals, because you have some fabulous photos on your Facebook page and on your webpage.
I would like to think I've taken all those pictures.
You did not. But we're going to show you how you can do them. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Martina. This is Marley. I like to call her Mermaid Marley. I have met Marley at a local kennel where she's living at the moment. What I really am excited about is hoping to find her a wonderful home where she can snooze and cuddle on a couch with someone who will love her and give her the attention that she needs. Marley is in a wheelchair, but that doesn't stop her. She has what we call DM, degenerative myelopia. It's an autoimmune disease, but it does not stop her. She loves to walk. She gets excited to be in the car. So we're hoping that a local family will adopt her so she can live out her life. She's a senior dog, age 9, 10, hoping to find a lovely family in the area to give her a nice home. You can find Marley. She's actually on Pet Finder. You can find her under Rescue Right, and also you can call Northwind Kennels, where she is staying at the moment, and you can get more information or come visit and hang out with her and see if she's the dog for you.
Lauren's Crazy Pet Show is back, and we are still on location at the Connecticut Beardsley Zoo, and Greg is still my co-host.
Still
Thank
here.
you so
Yep.
much. You're still here. We were at the monkey house before, the spider monkeys, which is really cool. And now we're in the rainforest exhibit, which is cool.
It's actually, it's interesting that you're inside the rainforest, and the rainforest is actually cooler than outside today.
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
We keep the temperature here around 80 degrees constantly, and that's kind of what it is like in the tropical rainforest. It stays pretty much a constant temperature, so for the animals that live in here, they don't get hot, cold, they get the same temperature year round.
And there are some really cool ones.
Yeah, and here, this actually used to be the bird and mammal building, or we used to call it the monkey house. So the spider monkeys we saw a little bit, this was where they were kept inside here. Wasn't very pleasant, so we're really happy that we were able to reconstruct
it's
a
fantastic.
tropical rainforest
I
here
see
in Bridgeport.
birds and what are they?
We got our two-toed sloth up here.
A sloth?
Yep, and we have a goody running around behind us. We got a golden lion tamarins on this
so
side.
cute, and then there was a bird
and then there was
flying
a bird
over,
flying
and
around because
you
it
said,
is a
"Be
little bit of an
careful."
aviary, so birds can fly around.
You have
Yeah, that's
ducks?
why we have hats on.
Yeah, that's why we need to wear it. But you know, recently you held a wonderful workshop, and you hold these all year round, where people can come and learn different things about the zoo. And one of them, which was so interesting because we were there, was about photographing some of your beautiful creatures. So should we take a look at our story?
We should, yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Here's a question for you. Do you think it's challenging to take a really good photo of your pet? Well, how about capturing a spectacular photo of a tiger, a leopard, or a bison? Well, we found two wonderful experts who do just that. And here we are with those two experts. We've got Jack and Mel. We're at the Connecticut Beardsley Zoo, where you just taught a fabulous, wonderful, fantastic workshop on the secrets to success of taking photos of animals. And I have to say, I learned a lot. How did you learn how to do this? Jack, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, just by practicing.
So it's practice,
It's practice. We came here a few years ago and took some pictures, didn't really like them. And we just decided we were going to figure out just how to get through the fences and get pictures of these animals.
Of course, you don't go in with the
Oh, no,
animals.
no, never, no.
Because you might not come out.
You might not come out, or most of you.
Oh, you're right, exactly. But part of it, you say, is patience.
Patience and learning about the animals and knowing when they're going to be out, what kind of weather they like, when they're going to be fed, just the little quirks of each animal that's here.
How they play with each other if they're in together, and then if they're not, you know, where they like to lay or where they like to walk. Some of them have a pattern sometimes too. You know, they like to see different things in the level they're at. And so then once you get familiar with how they behave when they go into the water tank, say for the tigers, you realize that when you want to get a picture of them, you need to be at an angle where, you know, it's ideal, because the backgrounds matter in pictures. Just getting the animal is spectacular, but if you want to get it in an environment that's pleasing to the eye, you need to know, you know, this way shows the water coming out of the waterfall. And so just really practicing and walking around and seeing what times of day they're active.
And the bright sun pretty much destroys a shot, so you really want a kind of a cloudy day and a decent camera. You can't do anything with a, you know, point and shoot camera is not going to get a good picture of an animal here. Knowing what your camera can do and knowing how to set it is extremely important, and that's what we went through with the class today.
Now, you obviously have a really nice camera here, so let's talk about this.
Okay, it's not a super high-end one. It's a Canon 80D. with a very nice Sigma lens on it. You don't really need to spend $10,000 on a camera to get good pictures here. You do need to spend your money on a decent lens. This goes up to 600, which the longer the lens, the better you can get through the bars. If you think of it like you're staring at something far away and you put your finger in front of your eye, you can barely see your finger. It's the same with the camera. You're tricking the camera into not seeing the fence.
And of course, also then you can see these amazing details. I mean, so close.
So close. You can get, I've got pictures of the tiger's eyes. We've taken pictures, close-ups of some of the animals for the vet tech so they can see if there's a problem.
I really wanted to display the animal in its best possible light so that people will see it and they'll say, I need to see that in person, and want to come to the zoo and enjoy what you get to enjoy here.
And also hear the stories about how many are endangered.
And the fact that you're getting to see an animal, that there might be 40 of them in the wild, and you're getting that kind of an intimate relationship with it. And you get to speak with a human care specialist, and you get to hear where they came from and the enrichment programs they have available for them. And just there's so much.
Wasn't that fun? Oh.
It was fun, and what's really great is that we do have now the Connecticut Beardsley Zoo photography group.
That's it.
And that you saw them, a group of people that really have taken to heart
Oh, they are so passionate about it,
it's
and it really
amazing.
shows. And then you were holding that contest, which you're going to have others, so you can still join.
We'll continue on. Yeah, you do look at that our Facebook page, that group, Connecticut's Beardsley Zoo photography group. It's easy to find them when they're walking around the zoo too, because they all have those big lenses going around. But yeah, we did have winners at that contest, and we do have the winners right here. This first picture is a third place winner, and we call the staring contest. This is by Sharon Calvert. And our second prize winner by Richard here is our Beezy. Beezy was or is our bobcat here at the zoo and has done educational programs. And our first place winner
I love
from
this.
Joanne Luciani is of
at
our
that.
maned wolves. And again, maned wolves, one of the most endangered species of wolves in South America. They call it the fox on stilts. And we had pups born last year, so we're really excited that we're able to have, again, that endangered species have young and offspring here at the zoo.
And a lot of these animals have amazing journeys to come here, because they're from all over.
Yeah.
And so when we come back, we're going to step off the grounds of the zoo for just a little bit, because you're going to be with us. And we're going to meet an amazing dog who had an amazing journey, and he is amazingly photogenic too. So it all ties in. You know what I mean?
See, the maned wolves would approve.
That's it. Good. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Lori Russo, and I'm a dog trainer. I train all types of dogs, big dogs, small dogs, and rescue dogs. It's all reward-based training. It's making your dog happy. It's bonding with your dog, getting your dog to look at you, getting your dog to listen to your signals. If the dog doesn't understand what you're asking, you get frustrated and the dog gets frustrated. If there's a simple command that could say, enough, excessive barking, chewing something they're not supposed to. If they know those commands and you substitute that with a reward or a playtime, that makes everybody happier. The best gift you can give to your dog is to train your dog. Once they know what to do, and if they're willing to put a little, and it's really not that much work, a couple of times a day, and it's fun. When you work with your dog, you should be having fun working with your dog. I love to see the smile on people's faces when their dogs are actually doing what they're supposed to do.
Welcome back, everybody, to Lauren's Crazy Pet Show. I'm with Greg here at the wonderful Connecticut Beardsley Zoo, and we're actually now in wolf territory.
Yes, you can actually hear the wolves. If you keep quiet, you can hear the wolves howling. No, that's actually part of the tape, but that's okay.
That's all
Gives
right.
you the ambiance anyway.
They're still around us. You've got gray wolves.
And red wolves.
And red wolves.
Yeah, this is, again, we talked a little before about the zoo's conservation messaging, and the gray wolves, the Mexican gray wolves, are the most endangered species of wolf on the planet right now.
No idea.
Extinct, actually, in their territory.
Wow.
And have reintroduced some gray wolves, but not back in Mexico at this point, just in the southwestern part of the United States. We have red wolves here also. Red wolves were extinct in the wild in the southeastern part of the United States, and we were able to have enough offspring born in our facilities to release them back to the wild. Wow. So an animal that was extinct in the wild was then released back to the wild. We're really proud of that. We actually won an award because we've had wolf puppies from our facility put back in the wild. Now that's one of those things that a zoo person always dreams about, having their animals put back where they came from. For a small zoo of our size, we've had golden lion tamarins also released that were offspring that were sent down to Brazil, released back into the wilds of Brazil. We've had Indian condors actually released from here. So very cool to see that happen, especially for, again, for a small zoo in Connecticut.
Oh. And we actually have a great story about a homecoming too, because that's really what we're talking about here, the importance of that. We're going to meet a beautiful little doggie who actually made a long journey to find a fabulous home. So should we take a look?
That's very cool.
Have you been following this on Facebook and YouTube? The amazing journey of a little dog named Teddy, traveling all the way from South Carolina to Long Island, New York, to meet his forever family. And he traveled in style in a beautiful RV. And this is Katie and Jenny, and they made this possible. So I'm going to start with you, Katie. Okay. How did this journey begin?
Back in about March, somebody that works for my company met Jenny and got to talking about her book, and his mother-in-law was looking for a dog. Ultimately, she picked this dog that I found for her, which was in South Carolina. So I went down to drop my son off, and I picked up that dog. As we started driving, it was myself and my husband. Just to keep things fun, I started to post from the road, little stories, but I posted as if the dog was speaking. And I noticed that people were interested in the story of this rescue dog. So then when I got back, I said, that was so much fun. People want me to do it again, but I really would love to do it in an RV. So my boss was telling Jenny this whole story, and she said, you know, it's interesting that you say that about the dog and people following it, because when I post with my dog, people are interested, more interested in what I'm doing. So he said, you guys need to talk. Jenny's story in her book, if you haven't read it, it's really more than just about a woman traveling around in an RV. It's about pursuing your dreams, removing the obstacles, and to me, that was a dream that I had, right, was to help rescue dogs and hopefully have an RV to do it in style. So she said, I think I can help you with this. Why don't we partner up and, you know, we'll do this. So we started the planning, and next thing you know, there I was at the Charleston airport picking up Teddy, and we partnered up and started heading north, which Jenny was on the East Coast portion of her book tour. So it really worked out well. So I was just kind of hitching a ride with Jenny on her book tour with Teddy, and pretty much posting his story from the road, hoping to find a forever home for him before we got back. We stopped at south of the border. Because his name is Teddy, I decided to go with Theodore Roosevelt tie-ins. The Lion King, the new release, happened while we were on the road. Teddy kind of looks like Simba, little baby Simba, right? Creating this story and stopping at interesting places, it not only endears people to the dog, but it also is teaching things to people and making them aware of places that they would otherwise not be aware of, which I think is a fun thing to do.
And Jenny, you already have a rescue who you rescued, that's Emmy, from a terrible situation. You two get together.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So I've always rescued dogs and encouraged my kids to rescue dogs. Emmy was also a rescue. The people hated her and said she was mean. Can you imagine? Like, you can do anything with this dog. But it was awesome. My journey with bumping down highways, all my life I wanted to help people, to do things to help others. And I walked away 4 years ago from corporate America and bought the big giant RV you saw us come in, and people thought I was crazy. They said either I couldn't or I shouldn't, and I did it anyway. So I would say, no matter what your dreams are, you know, if your dream is to transport rescue dogs to find their forever homes, whatever your dreams are, you should do it. If there's something you're afraid of, identify that fear and find a way around it. Just do it anyway and follow your dreams, no matter what they are.
So this is Shannon and Emerson, and Emerson, you actually found Teddy. You rescued him.
Yes, ma'am. So we got a call about some puppies that were born under like a barn in someone's backyard in the town called Ellery. And so we went to check it out, and they were like literally under it. So we had to pull them out one by one. There were 7 of them. We kept 3 of them, and the rest went to here, New York. Teddy was one that we kept, and then his sisters got adopted too.
And Mom, you actually have a rescue.
We do, yes. Lakeside Animal Rescue in Holly Hill, South Carolina.
And you have your daughter who helps you and has her own rescue.
She does, yes. She likes to, Emmy's Angels is the name of hers, and she likes to reach out to other rescues and shelters that are in need and help raise funds for their animals.
And Emerson, here you find Teddy, you save him, and he goes on this wonderful journey, and he finds this wonderful family.
I'm excited for him, but I also can't believe that we're here in New York to be a part of it.
Okay, the family is here, and this is the first time they've actually met him face to face.
Lakeside Teddy!
Ah, look who's here.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Daddy. This is so exciting. Here you are, and you're meeting Teddy. How do you feel? You seem like you're over the moon.
We are. This has been such a crazy, unique experience, and we just can't even believe that we are lucky enough to call him ours, and we're so happy. It's been like a buzz in our house ever since we found out.
And so it's your daughter's birthday. Happy birthday. So this is like double luck.
Yes.
How did you start following Teddy's journey?
My best friend tagged me in a post where she was kind of announcing that he was up for adoption. And then Katie and I started to instant message, and we made a connection instantly.
You said that you just recently lost one of your babies.
Yes, we did. We had a dog named Bailey, and we have little things on to honor him. We feel like we actually heard a song that reminds us of him on the way here. So we feel like we have his blessing. And yes, we are dog people, but we were dog people without a dog for almost 2 months. So
it's been some journey.
Yes, such a crazy journey, but good crazy. Just surreal. I still can't believe it's us,
Ah, what a happy ending for Teddy. I mean, this dog was found underneath a barn, then had this incredible journey up the East Coast, making some wonderful stops and friends along the way. And now he's got this wonderful new forever home. He is going to be so happy.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Oh, amazing. Really
Oh, that was
That's
so great.
nice.
All right, when we come back, we're actually going to go meet some old friends right here at the zoo. And we also have a great surprise to tell you about. You'll understand as soon as we get back. Stay tuned.
Do you want to lose weight or gain muscle? Do you find it hard to get the time to go to the gym? With the Weight Fitness System, you could work out in the comfort of your own home. Simply pull out the aerobic blocks and you instantly turn your unit into a home gym. You could literally perform hundreds of exercises using our product. Whether you're bench pressing, doing a standing leg curl, or even aerobics, you never need a gym membership or a personal trainer again. With our system, you also get complete access to an ebook and video tutorial library that details and explains each and every exercise you could do. We equip you with the knowledge, the resources, and the time to get in the best shape of your life. Work out at home or take your Weight Fitness System to work. Our system is completely portable. The possibilities are endless. Why wait? Work out anywhere, your time.
Hi, everybody. We're back, and we're still on location here at the Connecticut Beardsley Zoo. And Greg, who is head honcho here, is still with me. And look what we have behind us. They are the most beautiful girls, sisters.
Sisters, yes.
And can you believe that we had them in our laps?
Yes, it's pretty amazing how big they've grown in just a year and a half.
Unbelievable. And they're still so beautiful. And what an accomplishment.
Our zoo has been very fortunate over years that we've been able to have Amur tiger cubs. The most important thing really is to have these two girls living together. They've bonded together, they play together, they learn how to be tigers together. So when they move on through the SSP program, Species Survival Plan program, to other facilities, we hope that they'll be good mothers.
So let's share our story now. It was just the thrill of a lifetime. And we've also got a wonderful surprise to share with everybody. Yes, we
sure do.
Take a look. Okay, so this is really the thrill of a lifetime. Lauren's Crazy Pet Show, invited behind the scenes at Connecticut's Beardsley Zoo. This is Greg.
Yes,
we are
that's right.
zoo director and best friend today, because you are seeing your newest new residents.
Yeah, these are our two Amur tiger cubs, and they're going on 3 months old now almost, and it's a little bit of a miracle for us, even though it was a planned event. but to have these two with us is pretty cool.
Oh, it's so cool. Congratulations. I mean, this is really huge because our viewers will be able to come to the zoo eventually and see them.
Yes.
But what they might not realize is, first of all, how much work this takes and how important it is to the entire world.
Yeah, one of the things with Amur tigers are critically endangered, in the wild. We have population in, captive population in our zoos across the United States and in Europe. But again, we're talking about a total population of probably 500 animals. And that's not enough really to keep them going without having captive breeding programs, which we work with these animals through the SSP, which is a species survival plan. And the species survival plan is part of AZA, Zoo and Aquarium Association. And we work with this to keep these guys on the planet, because if we didn't do these captive breeding programs, then we would not, we would just be worried about the animals in the wild. The range, they used to be called Siberian tigers. And Siberian tigers, of course, had to range hundreds of miles.
Right.
Now we call them Amur tigers because they live right along the Amur River, which is a very, very small area, and it runs between North Korea, China, and Russia. So that is their home range right now.
And that's it.
That's
Yeah.
it. So the population is small in the wild. The area is small in the wild. It's a very volatile area of the world. A lot of problems with the wild population is with poaching, going after these animals for their skins, or just keeping them from predating on livestock, and habitat and space. So there's a lot of things are working against these guys right now, and so having these born here at the zoo is tremendous.
Oh, it's tremendous.
One of the things that people don't really understand is that we don't put these animals together to have cubs just to have cubs.
Absolutely.
This is a planned program because these animals a lot of them are closely related, so you have inbreeding problems. So what we do with the SSP, Species Survival Plan, is make sure that we don't put tigers together that are closely related. And again, with all that going, when these cubs were born, it was a 25% chance that they would survive. They were very much underweight. And again, we had 4 cubs. 2 unfortunately did not survive. These guys were taken out for hand rearing, and our staff's been working very, very hard. You can see the results right now.
And around the clock.
Yeah.
How many of these cubs are even born every year?
Well,
in zoos?
Through the SSP, the births, I think there was 14 births, and only 7 cubs survived this year through the Amur tigers. A relatively low number. We'd like to see that higher number.
Of course.
But that's, again, what's so nice about having these 2 girls, having such an endangered species, such a precious animal, but also an animal having 2 females. The females are much more important to the population than the males are.
Because hopefully eventually they'll be moms too.
We won't have any anecdotes with that, but yes, eventually these guys will go on. These guys will go on and have their kittens of their own, and the genetic material will be passed on. So having these 2 girls is important, and having these 2 girls be together is very important, because you can see they interact with each other, and that's important because we want them to become tigers.
Right.
Even though it looks really cute and the show is petting, it's pets.
Exactly.
These will never ever be pets.
No, and
they'll never ever be pets with us. They're just starting to look at weaning right now, and once they're weaned, then there's no reason for any interaction from staff except for the day-to-day animal care with them.
Who are mom and dad?
Mom is Shanghai, and dad is Pecha, and they were brought in from other facilities for the purpose of having offspring here at the zoo.
But we want people to know, first of all, what their names are, because we didn't even say that yet. And how are they named? Look at them.
This is Rika and Zaya. One has a heart over the eye, and you can see this one has a heart over the eye.
Oh, wow.
See that? Right? Rika is Russian for river. Zaya is a tributary off the Amur River.
Oh, I could just think and remember how that little baby, who's not so little anymore, both of them were right in my lap. I was rubbing their belly, but you said we can't go back.
I think you can, but I'm not gonna guarantee anything at that point.
You said I could go in, but you can, and they remember you, certainly.
Well, and they weigh, the time we had them in the back when we were hand rearing them, I think maybe they were 5 to 10 pounds when we were there. Now, almost a little over a year and a half later, they now weigh over 170 pounds. So 170 pounds of predator, actually. It's a predator. Yeah.
But we've also got, wonderful news. So I know you're very excited about it because you are talking a lot about expanding.
We're really excited to announce that we're going to be starting construction of a brand new tiger habitat here at the zoo. We're going to be taking the old habitat down. We're going to be expanding it at least 2.5, maybe even 3 times bigger than it is now. We'll have 3 yards that the tigers can be moving into. We'll have glass viewing, so you'll be able to see them very much easier. And then we're also going to have a 3rd yard, which will have a connection to it with an overhead walkway. So you'll be able to look up and see one of these guys walking above your head into the other holding area. So we're really excited about that. It's all happening at the zoo.
It's all happening at the zoo. Also, it's happening on Lauren's Crazy Pet Show.
Here he is.
Yes, so don't forget to follow us and watch us.
Yes, exactly.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been Lauren's Crazy Pet Show.